While a group of ANC members from Mangaung, Fezile Dabi and Thabo Mofutsanyana regions are at this hour protesting outside the ANC regional conference venue near Bloemfontein. They are alleging fraud in the registration processes for delegates. Newzroom Afrika's Tumaole is outside the conference venue in Mangaung in the Free State. Tommy, great to catch up with you. Some ANC members obviously well displeased with the goings-on this afternoon.
Very, very displeased, in fact, to the point where they have decided to voice their displeasure right at the entrance to where the conference venue for the ANC regional conference here in Mangaung, Bloemfontein, is supposed to take place for the Free State. But they say that they are angry because they feel their bona fides are legitimate and they have the right to be here. The grouping, I can say, is a grouping of about, just under 100 people. But, of course, that represents the various branches from the regions that you have mentioned. And they say that it doesn't make sense that they registered as was expected. However, they are told that there's glitches in the system, despite them being legitimate card-carrying members of the ANC here. But let's get more from one of the leaders of one of the groups. That's Vusi. He's a delegate from Ward 25 and the ex-mayor of Maluti Apofung. Yes, Maluti Apofung's got a lot of problems, Mr. Chabalala. And you are out here. Why are you not being allowed?
Well, the problem is that we are just being told through a list which was generated that we are no more delegates. Remember, the reason why some of us we have this concern, it's because primarily in the branch that I come from, I was actually nominated to become the national delegate, to become the provincial delegate, and inclusive of the regional conference that we are still going to embark on. So we are here, and some of us have been told that we cannot then enter until such time our problems are resolved.
We see the state specifically in the branch that you're from, in Maluti Apofung, that there's a lot of problems. And even the ANC in that particular region has admitted that the branches had collapsed completely. So the nomination process, please explain to the viewers to give us context. How does it work?
Well, it's very confusing on how these nominations processes have been dealt with. And I think what is important, it's those who are going to be delegates and elect the right leadership. Because I can tell you in confidence that we did not have any leadership that is able to take decisions in this province, especially those who were temporarily appointed to assist this province, to build it, to unite it. Unfortunately, they failed. And today is true that they've got the right to contest, and that is why we are worried. If these comrades they know that they are going to win the conference, why all these dilly-dallying processes?
Would you put yourself in that particular definition of comrades who have failed? Because many critics are saying that under your watch as mayor, former mayor of Maluti Apofung, we started seeing these problems in terms of service delivery, lack thereof, and other issues. And then you were moved to provincial. So would you put yourself in the same basket, and what's the way forward? Do you take that responsibility?
Well, my question would be, is Maluti Apofung better than before when I was there? It's a question that I can put to anybody. Is Maluti Apofung better than before when I was there? It's a question that I can pose to anybody. But I'm not going to comment because this is politics in action, and people are using whatever it takes to assassinate comrades. And this is one foreign tendency that we have never been exposed to, and that is why, as a member of ANC, we are taught the responsibility and the importance of being a comrade. But today we call each other comrades, but we are able to assassinate one another, even to an extent where comrades have been assassinated. You know, so it's important that the ANC must go back to basics, where we know the ANC comes from, and unfortunately, today people are using money to control power in the ANC. So these are the issues that we try to fight in the national conference. Unfortunately, this is the ANC of today. So ours, we believe in branches, and that is why we believe that the branches can only be the ones that would do the right thing, except that we continue using money to buy delegates.
Would you say to critics who say that even in your tenure, when you were there at Malutia Phofung, money was being used? The same thing you're complaining about is the same process that was allegedly also being used when you were in power.
Now, remember, when you are an ANC member, you get deployed. So once you are deployed in governance, you don't play ANC politics in governance. Governance, you don't run it as a political organization. There are the legal frameworks that are regulating the process of governance. So I wouldn't want to say because of that, but what I'm saying is that this were the build up. You know, once the organization is like this, it's going to affect the service delivery, it's going to affect our own government. So that is why it's important as ANC members to realize that what we are doing, we are actually affecting the lives of our people.
Chabala, very quickly, I'm running out of time. What are you expecting will happen? You are saying that this conference cannot go ahead without you being present. However, what does this mean for the status of this particular conference?
Well, I'm not saying that. Remember, there are members of the NEC, there are National Dispute Resolution Committee, there are provincial dispute resolutions that we are expecting to allow us to go through that process. Not somebody, an individual, who just let you know that you are not a delegate. Or it doesn't operate like that in the ANC.
But those processes will take time, and it seems as if the urgency is to get the ANC in the province in order to ensure that governance and service delivery becomes a priority again.
But surprisingly, why would they take long? Because remember, these disputes were dealt with when we go to national. Why would we want to open other new disputes? And this is what we are saying. Those disputes were treated by National Dispute Resolutions Committee. Why would they want to open up new disputes? That's why I'm saying people are trying to gamble with the ANC. And that is not what we're supposed to do as members of the ANC.
All right, we'll have to leave it there. Thank you very much. That was Vusi Chabalala, delegate from Ward 25, ex-mayor of Malutia Phofung, and one who says that he should be allowed with those who have followed processes and have a legitimate cause to be within this conference, this all-important conference, the first in many years here in the Free State, in Mangaung. With that, it's back to you in the studio. Hugo.
Tumaole and Mohlaoli, appreciate your time.